and sad. See, look, when you get up there, they've made it a home. You know, they made the best of it, but the journey up is dirty. And
arriving on the first day to the set just to go through the walkthrough to see what we were going to be working with, which, by the way, is a genius idea. Any director, any producer should have the actors on their actual working set before the day. Because when we go home and we prepare our scenes and so forth, we want to know that we've got that vibe. And if we are, you know, in our mind, if we're seeing this crystal clear, pristine environment, and that's what we're preparing, and then we show up, it can throw you for a loop. It can better or worsen your performance or not make a difference, but it's really nice knowing the environment that you're in. So showing up on that first day was really intense because it's so dark and dingy and dirty. And I remember Denise constantly saying, like, but this is actually dirty. Like, this is dirt, this is real dirt. And Graham's like, yeah, this is where we're shooting. And she goes, okay, but are you aware that this is dirty? It was so cute.
Get the rollers over there.
Where is it?
It's right on top of it.
Look at that. Okay.
hello. Hi there. How are you?
I have to say I was pretty intimidated. It was a very intense location. There were holes on the ground. It was very dusty. It was very true to the story, so I was happy about that. But I knew I was in for something.
Oh, I love this. This is beautiful. Love it.
The only thing going through my head was, I think this may be the dustiest place I've ever been in, and the dirtiest. And how am I going to stand it? No, that wasn't, I'm kidding. I mean, that was part of it. I was really in shock, mainly. I would have to say I was in shock. I was in a state of numbness because I was going like, wow, this is really my bedroom. It's very depressing, and it looks really sad, and I'm gonna get really sad being here. And seeing the easel, the paint thing, it was actually really, wonderful to be able to walk through it beforehand and get acquainted, like this is the house. And also it was meeting a lot of the crew for the first time, and I immediately thought, they don't even know I'm an actress, they don't even know I'm here. They think they're looking at the woman with the boobs, and they have no respect for me, and they don't really get us, they can't imagine that I'm a big role in this film. That's all what I was thinking. And how am I gonna do this? And really constructive thoughts like that.
Alex and Graham had invited me to come on set and just see the world that they had created. And immediately, it was like going back in time. I mean, everything was pristine. Everything was the time period that you would expect it to be, that it needed to be to actually shoot in this world. And I think that was my first impression, was just, wow. You don't know exactly what you're stepping into until you actually step into it. Like all the expectations that I had were just put to the wayside because they had gone way above them. And that was true for every room that they had built, every set that they had built. I remember the kitchen. Oh my gosh, the kitchen was an absolute disaster, exactly as they intended it to be. And it's such a fun world as an actor to get to enter and play around in.
When we went through the door, it was really very impactful because I'd been a nurse on and off for 40 years. And I looked at what you in America call the gurney, sitting there at the antiquity, and then went through to another room, and this is really poignant. There was not only an adult iron lung, I don't know if you call them that here, but there was a child's one as well. And I'd done a lot of neonatal work, so that was really quite difficult. And then going along the corridors and realizing that Graham, as he usually does, manages to land because the universe puts him at the right place in a location where he doesn't have to do much. clever man. So all the floorboards were missing. All the walls were marked and distorted. The lighting was surreal because the shadows that were thrown were eerie. And on top of that, again, he just happened to go in a thrift shop that had just the right pieces of furniture. So he achieved on a, I should imagine, quite narrow budget, what the big filmmakers would have spent thousands and thousands on. I was exhilarated. I've worked with Graham before in another macabre situation with all sorts of artifacts around, and I knew that wherever he'd been put by the universe, it would be a winner for him. And it was. It was just so atmospheric. I'm not a psychic. I don't pick up vibrations and things like that, but I would say the air was laden. There was a quiet energy that you could feel around you, almost like a blanket. And one was aware of it the whole time I was there. It didn't matter what. It was not an intrusive thing, but it was there. And that, of course, added to everyone's acting, because there was this silent presence, this energy of another world which was infiltrating what you were doing. And of course for me, having seen the iron lungs and things and my nursing background, it just heightened everything.
It was, yeah, unfortunately, you know, it was part of the house crumbling, and so was my mind and my physical condition and my ability to manage myself and to hold on to myself. I think that's partly why the plants were so important too, because they were coming back and growing. That was like a sign of life that I was holding on to.